And it was like, if you haven't been moved or changed, you know religion, not Christ. And I truly feel that, like, deep in my soul, like, I am a different human being because of the relationship I have with God.
Mm-hmm. So, Brady, I have a question for you. What's it like when the corn is high, but the chaos is higher?
It's a lot of things, but it's never boring. This is the Farm Wife Files, life between the rows.
Welcome to another episode.
Yay.
I thought I was just getting yelled at because I took a drink of my protein shake and Addie was like, I'm going to wait till you finish. I thought she wanted me to chug the whole thing.
And I was just like,
start.
No, I don't care. I mean, I do care, but I don't care. And then you just looked at me. Like,
which chugging kind of goes on to what we're going to talk about.
It is.
Not really, but
I mean,
I wasn't really chugging anything in college. But
I beg to differ.
Were you?
I mean, you.
I was? Chugging alcohol?
I can see you chugging alcohol.
Like, you think so in your brain, or like you actually remember seeing me?
I do remember seeing you one time.
Okay.
I don't remember most of it.
You can tell me.
It was the party bus. I mean, I was a mess.
College.
No, that was not college. But anyway,
we were a mom and you would sit her for a night and there's a party bus.
It's not even the night. It was the day.
Yeah, whatever party bus. You can let a little bit of a crazy side come out.
And you just said that, and we were having a conversation before we pushed record. Oh, I'm itching for, something. And you know what? I just want to go to the winery.
Yeah.
I haven't been there since the storm.
Yeah, we've only been there once, but it was short-lived, but it was still.
Yeah.
They just have, honestly, like, I love the wine part, but the food, too, is just fire. Mm-hmm. It's such good food.
They do. Anywho.
Yeah, anyway, so to preface a little bit, we just started talking about chugging alcohol. But no, we're going to chat about things that we do now as adults that we've implemented into our life that we wish we would have been smart enough to do when we were, like, living our college days or our younger days.
Mm-hmm. I also think, so I'm going to talk about when I was 19 or even 18 or something. I just felt so invincible.
Did you?
I did. I mean, I knew I had to be smart because I was on college scholarships and all of this stuff, but I was completely living off of caffeine and dry shampoo.
Yeah.
And washing my face with water.
I don't think I owned dry shampoo then.
Oh.
I don't think I knew what it was.
Dry shampoo for days. I used dry shampoo a lot because of, like, I would do volleyball, but I might not have had time to, like, do a full shower, like, before class, so I would have to, like...
you were in, like, collegiate sports.
Yeah, like, hardcore collegiate sports, and even then, sports before that. So, anyway, like,
Yours was dry shampoo and caffeine. Mine was, like, Busch Light and taco salads from the... cafe or the
calf,
the cafeteria.
Yes, the calf was so good. Their corn nuggets.
Dude, I do miss that. Like, just being able to walk down there, or they had a little mini restaurant in the school too, and that's where they had like taco salads and cheeseburgers, and yeah, it was just so nice to. It was cheap.
Yeah,
you could do it off points because I had FAFSA.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I was, like, living off of that for the semester.
Yep.
There's, like, a beauty and also just, like, a cringiness to college.
There is.
As a mom, like Tyler and I were just talking about this because I had texted him the other day when I was just feeling really lonely and just really in the thick of it with the kids. And I said, it was, like, 9:30. I said, I want to go bar hopping. He said, what? I was like, yeah, I don't know. It just sounds fun. And then when I went to ride with him later on, he's like, yeah, I'd go back to college. And I said, yeah, I would go back for like a long weekend. He's like, I'd go back for a year.
No, Tyler. No,
yeah.
We're not allowing you to go back for a year.
No, he's crazy in college.
That would be like a fun little like mom's or like parents' night out for our friend group or something. Like
go like college.
I'll go back.
I would need like 47 days to recover.
I know. It's not not the alcohol that I'm talking about because everyone that knows me knows that I'm not a big drinker anyway. But it's the staying up and like doing things, like socially doing
I
things.
know, it's staying up like wee hours of the night.
I know, like 3:00 in the morning, and it's like, oh, I got an 8 a.m. class. Maybe I'll show up for it.
I was in an equine practicum class, and that I had to like either go take care of the indoor arena, like sweep or do whatever in there, or I'd have to go feed the outside horses and like give them hay and feed them grain and muck out their stalls and stuff. And that was at 5 in the morning.
Oh gosh.
Do you know how many times I went, or like I would wake up and normally you wake up with a hangover. No, you wake up, you're still intoxicated.
Well, not only that, but are you waking up or are you just muscling through it? Like,
How did I do that? I don't know how I did that.
again, living off of caffeine and dry shampoo
Yeah.
and washing my face with just water. It's just wild
It
that
is wild.
how my life has changed. Our lives have changed for
Yeah,
it.
because now I'm so like, I mean, it's just nuts.
Mm-hmm.
I can't imagine like my friends that were really close with me in college, if they knew me now, see me as a mom and like, or like that TikTok trend that went around that says, it's like, okay, yeah, I can come, but my kid has to have a baba at this time, be in bed at this time, and then I have to be back by this time. And it's
Yeah.
a picture of them in their college days, and it says, what?
Yeah.
Like, that's literally my life.
Yeah.
Like, what are you talking about? Taylor has to go to bed at 7:30, and Branson needs to have a feeding session and rocking, and then put down at 6:30.
Well, and then times it by 3 because you know that he's going to need to come right back up in 10 minutes later. Yeah, it's so funny because although I'm not like in the mix of like motherhood, but it's like
still,
I was going from living off of pure I'll just sleep when I'm dead mentality to now I need 7 hours of uninterrupted sleep or I'm not my best self and no one should be around me. It's just wild that things have changed in that.
okay, well, I want to know, if you don't mind sharing,
Yeah.
what did your college life look like?
Complete chaos.
As far as like partying, or because I feel like I've heard a little story that how you and Cody met is because you were the DD all the time, driving them around or picking them up? Or...
So Cody and I met just because it was actually a mutual friend that set us up on it wasn't a blind date, but we knew that we were going on a date with each other.
Oh, really?
That's how we met.
And it was just
It was one of my
you didn't
friends.
know each other till you went on a date.
We knew, so he knew of me because I worked basketball intramurals.
Oh, okay.
And so I was reffing or making sure that the bracket was all filled out, all of that stuff. He obviously is very tall and he loved to break rules and all of that stuff. So he knew me and I did not like him because of that, because we had a no dunking rule. Like you couldn't dunk the basketball. And of course, when you're that tall and trying to show off, you're going to dunk. Yeah. So he knew me. I didn't like him that way.
He knew me. I didn't like him.
And then one of my friends, who is also on the volleyball team, she was just like, hey, Luke and I, her name's Madison, but Luke and I are going to go on a date. He's bringing Cody. You should come. And so we just went on a date, and then he paid for me, and then he came back to my dorm, and we just kind of talked, and Madison lived in the dorm right next to us. Anyway, so she and Luke were over, and Luke and Cody were really good friends and still really good friends. Okay. And then Cody went on his way, and then he texted me the next morning or something like that and came over, and so that it kind of just went from there. But day-to-day college-wise, like I wasn't looking for a relationship when I met Cody, and I was mainly just like at that point before I met Cody, I was planning on going on and playing at a 4-year. Like I decided on a 2-year. I had college offers other places, and Alabama was one that I was actually more leaning towards before I wanted to stay home closer to my mom and my brother just because I needed to for them. Plus my best friend was going to go play down there. So I was more like head down, like don't get in a relationship because this isn't going to be forever. And so then when Cody and I actually got serious, I like really was like, okay, can my body really take another 2 years of collegiate?
Your knees and...
Yeah, my knees, my back, my mental health, like it just being a college athlete is tough. Yeah. And then that's also when I found the love for nursing. And so I wanted to go into nursing school, and finding a D1 school to let me do nursing was not gonna really work unless you go to like Creighton. And I knew I didn't want that. And so So there was always that, but I filled my schedule with busyness and I didn't really put Cody as a priority. And then Cody became a priority in my life. And that's how we ended up together. But yeah. So my college life was not super party central because of the college athletics side of things. Like we had rules that we had to follow on the team, but then alcohol in my life has never been a positive thing for me, and I've never really looked at alcohol as a positive thing, so I never really like felt the fun in doing it. And so when Cody would go do it, or anyone, and I was the RA on duty that night, or just like a friend, like I never want people to drive drunk. And so I would always be like, call me. Yeah. I will come get you. I will do whatever. Well, there was one night that Cody called me, and this is the one that you're probably thinking of. He calls me. He's like, hey, come pick us up, blah, 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 blah. And I was just like, okay, it's at the dairy. That's what we used to call it. Okay. So I drive to the dairy, and
over by Ellis?
Yeah. Get out, and no one, I mean, you could hear it. They're all in the garage partying away. And I get in the garage, and I'm like, where is Cody? I'm trying to call him. He's not answering. Like, I'm like, he ran away.
Were you dating at this time?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm like, he ran away. Like, whatever.
Don't know where you went.
And so I'm just standing in the corner. And if anyone can see on camera, I am standing in the corner like this, arms crossed.
Because everybody there's like 6 feet to the wind, and you're like dead sober.
I am dead sober. I just was asked to come pick people up.
It's probably what, 2 in the morning?
It's closer to 1 at this point. And I'm like, the person that asked me for a ride is not even answering. I can see him across the room, not declining phone calls, like has no idea that his phone is ringing. Oh, no. And then finally he locks eyes. Yeah. He locks eyes with me, and he knew. He was just like, oh no. So he comes over, he's like, what are you doing here? And I was just like, are you kidding me? I said, get in my car. Yes, we're going. Yeah. And so here he piled in the car, and like 7 other grown men are piled in my car, and there was not 7 seats. And I was just like, I don't care what's happening. We are making it back to campus. And then whenever the song plays on, it's Red, White, and Blue. Oh, yes. And they are screaming that in the back. And so I just like
Were
that.
Any of the other 7 anyone I know?
Branson.
In your wedding?
Not. Okay. I was going to say Branson was one of them. Not your child, Branson.
Yes, the other one.
I don't think you would know anyone else.
Okay. Well, I should know from your wedding.
Yeah, no.
You guys had a lot of SCC people there.
We did. And so, yeah, they are just hammered. And I'm just like, okay.
And I've only been around Branson once when he was drunk at your guys' wedding. And then I obviously know Cody, how he is intoxicated. So I can only imagine what you were dealing with.
He is a hootin' and hollerin' type person, let me tell you that. And yeah, so I got them all back, and that was the most of I never really partied. Yeah. But again, that was my choice. It wasn't like anyone was forcing me not to party. I just had different priorities in life, and I was fine with that. And I don't necessarily, if I would go back in time, I would make the same decision.
Well, and you're not the type either that's a buzzkill.
No.
You're still going to have a good time and like enjoy your time.
Right.
You don't need to be drunk.
There was one time that a guy slapped me in my face, and that's when I became a buzzkill. Like, I was sober. I was with Kelly and Carly, and we were on a party bus, and this guy reached across the bus and slapped me in my face, and I lost. No, not like hard. Like, he thought it was funny, but it was not funny. And so then I went crazy on him. And his wife is sitting right there, and I was just like, "Sorry, girl, cross the line. Yeah, you don't mess with this." Yeah. And so, yeah, I'm not a buzzkill. I like to think I'm not a buzzkill, but when you do cross that line, and not necessarily with me, but with anyone that I care about, I'm going to be mama bear, and I'm going to
about myself.
Yeah,
but like Tyler, like I'm real protective of my Tyler.
Yeah,
because Tyler is very like nonchalant. Thinks everybody's like the best person ever. Like nobody's gonna hurt Tyler. Nobody's out to get him.
It's like,
and then here I am.
Yeah,
like, you raise your voice even like a tiny bit to Tyler, and I am not a nice person.
Unless you're me, and then I can raise my voice to Tyler.
Whatever, but strangers.
Yeah. So My college days were obviously a little bit different.
So what did you, because I know we've had a couple times that you've like allowed yourself to like let loose and like hashtag pasture golfing and party bus.
Yeah.
So did you ever have that in college or?
No, not really,
Yeah.
because I had so much anxiety about
Yeah,
like
that's what I was
losing
gonna say.
a scholarship. But it also came down to who I was around. I mean, we've had that conversation even now. Like I would rather stay sober and not drink around certain people. But if I am around people that I trust and that I care about and I know that they would stick up for me if I was put in a bad situation, then I can let loose a little bit. But there's some times where I just don't feel that way. And if
I don't
there's
blame you. I feel I'm like
one
that too.
person, right? If there's just that one person in that group, I'm not going to. Like I really need to surround myself in a spot where I know that someone's going to stay sober
Yeah.
and that's going to watch the group. And yeah, so there's always that.
Yeah.
So in college, no. In high school, really not either. Like there were days.
Yeah.
There were days that I would get away with a lot of stuff in high school that I probably should not have. Did I learn a lot from it? Did I make a lot of memories? Yes. Was I safe and was I responsible in how I made those decisions? Yes. I wasn't drinking and driving in high school. I wasn't out at a middle of a lake. Like was I at a lake and people were drinking alcohol? Yes. Was I sober? Yes. Yeah. It's just that type of stuff. So I'm glad I made those decisions as my younger self. But
yeah, good for you.
And I wouldn't change it. There's some things I would change.
I was not in safe situations, I don't think.
No, there's a lot of stories that you've told me.
Yeah.
You're like, not great.
What's the word, like
Awareness.
Yeah, I just think was pretty checked out through college and maybe even some of high school. But now it's just funny because as bad of postpartum anxiety as I had with Taylin, I look back and I'm like, I was so worried about somebody like breathing on her or looking at her wrong that she was going to get sick and die. And here I was at parties like drinking jungle juice that some like nasty kids made.
And mixed by hand.
Probably, yeah. And here I am just indulging.
Yep.
Like having a great time.
Like, this is great.
Yeah.
Or it was mixed in a bathtub. Like,
yeah, literally. And here I am now, 26 years old, like the biggest germaphobe ever.
I know.
What? That doesn't make any sense. But good times, good times.
What are some of the things that you feel like you would change if you did go back? Or would you change anything from your college days?
I don't know. I had a lot of fun.
Yeah. I think it's okay to say that you wouldn't change anything.
I think for the amount of anxiety I feel about things now, maybe it was nice that I let loose and just didn't care at all.
Yeah.
And I don't know if Tyler would be with me if I was the same, like, anxiety.
Craziness?
Well...
Or you didn't have the anxiety now? If you still were
like if
Party Brady?
Yeah. No, like if... How should I word this? Like, I don't know if Tyler would have chose to be with me if I don't want to think I'm, like, Debbie Downer. Like, I think I'm fun.
Oh, I think you're fun.
I'm just, like, safe fun.
Well,
and
I
get
think...
a little anxious about stuff now.
Well,
back then,
yes.
I did not give a flying...
Yes.
anything.
We could fill in the word there.
Literally did not care about anything.
I think with the fun... Everyone's definition of fun is so different. And so, like, my definition of fun was still fun to me. And it may not have been, like, someone that's listening right now, like, oh, how did you not drink in college? It's not that I didn't drink in college. I chose not to drink in college a large majority of the time. And so, were there times that I did drink? Yes, absolutely. Did I have fun doing it? Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe not. But even the times that I wasn't drinking, I still had fun. And that's the thing is, like, everyone's definition of fun is different. And I feel like we just have to respect that sometimes.
Well, and everybody, like, yeah, I mean, and everybody has an opinion. Like, my little brother, he's literally 18 years old. And every once in a while, he'll be like, oh, are you going to be fun and drink? And I'm like, shut up. You're 18. Like,
you can still have fun and not drink alcohol.
Like he's just in that stage right now where it's like...
anything fun is alcohol
drinking.
related.
Yes.
And it's like, why as a society do we do that?
Because do you know how much money
I
is
know.
made off
But
of
like,
liquor
why?
a year.
And that's what I wish
And also
that I could change.
alcoholism.
I know.
How many zombies are made from alcohol?
Again, that's kind of why, like, growing up, I saw alcohol as not a positive thing. And that's why I chose not to drink. And that's why I still choose not to drink. It's not that I don't want to drink because I'm scared that I'm going to become an alcoholic. No. I don't want to drink because I saw the things that it did to certain people,
Right.
whether they're in my family or not. And that's why I choose not to do it, because I don't want to put anyone else in that situation. And that's why I make...
Yeah, I relate to that 100%. And also I think, like, just from my life, I enjoy to drink, but I don't like to be drunk.
Right.
I mean, before kids, when I was drinking more often, I would get to a certain point and I would just be so upset because I'm like, I do not want to be drunk. I hate this feeling. This is the worst feeling in the world. Like, I like the bubbly, light, funny, laugh about everything feeling right before you get drunk. And then, you have like one more drink and then you're drunk and then you can't get out of it.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
Yeah.
So, now it's just like having kids, and I mean, also just like life changes and your priorities change too.
Yep.
But I don't mind having a drink, like, but I don't, the drunkenness is not something I feel the need to reach. Now, don't get me wrong. Every once in a while, where we have events or we have something, most of the time it's like I prepare myself or I prep myself for an evening of intoxication. But that's very far and few between.
Yeah. Well, and I think with prepping for that, you're still a mom.
Yeah.
So, like, your prepping isn't like, oh, I'm going to drink and I know I have a slower morning the next morning, so I'm okay if I wake up hungover. It's like, no.
Well,
like,
no, literally, that's what I was telling you right before this podcast.
Right.
I had 2 beers last night, which I just had a baby, so my tolerance is like
0.
nothing. I mean, it really isn't a lot anyway, but anyway, I had 2 beers last night, and I was going to bed, and I'm like, I think I'm kind of tipsy, and I was so anxious. I'm like, I don't want to wake up hungover. Like, I cannot have a hangover with 2 kids.
Right.
I was really fearful, but I didn't. It was fine.
Yeah.
That was anxiety.
But those are the things where it's like, you just have different things you have to think about.
Oh my gosh.
Who
if
cares?
I had an exam the next morning, who cares?
Yeah.
I just gotta show up.
Crazy.
Yeah.
And I guess it's crazy for me because you have to have like A's and B's in healthcare to go on.
Right.
Like, you have to have a certain GPA in order to be accepted into a nursing program or even a master's program. I remember being...
there's a reason I didn't go into something like that.
Yeah.
So I would not have made it.
Yeah, I enrolled myself into a doctorate program.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, I'm kidding. I didn't.
Oh my God. I think Cody's gonna kill you.
Yeah, I wouldn't...
I wasn't surprised, but I was like, no way that you
That's the
actually did.
thing, is like,
You want to.
Yeah, right now, no, but there's been thoughts, or even just getting a second master's, there's been thoughts, but this is why I have to stay busy, because if
you get a little bit bored,
and then it's like, I can do this. Like, I have 7 college degrees, 7, and one of them, I didn't even tell Cody or my mom that I got.
Oh,
really? I said, hey, yeah, I graduated, and I sent them this thing, and they were like, excuse me, what? My mom was just like,
what did Cody say?
Cody was like, I knew you were a little bit more bitchy. And I'm like, well, yeah, I went back to school and literally no one knew. But it was like for free because I had scholarships. So it's not like I was paying like money for anything.
Right.
They couldn't see it in like an account. So yeah, I'll do that. I didn't tell Cody that I was in a master's program for like 6 months. I just did it. Finally, I had to tell him.
What is he? Is he just like used to it by now? Like, okay, like, or is it?
Well, like when I told him about the master's program, I even think I didn't even tell my mom that too. Really, I don't think I told anyone in my family until like 6 months into it. But it was just like, why are you doing this to yourself? And it's just like, I don't know why I'm doing it, but I'm doing it. And so just support me. Like, and it wasn't like they weren't supportive, but I think they were just so confused where it's like, why are you doing this to yourself? You're so busy.
But you enjoy it. So what's your like point of, is it you get a little bored, so you do it, and then you get busy again. You're like, oh my gosh, why did I do this? Or
I seek academic validation in my life.
Oh,
I
okay.
always have seeked
Okay.
academic validation.
I have never cared about that.
Yeah. And like, it's not that I need all these awards, because like, please do not praise me in public. Send me an email, call it a day.
Yeah.
Don't care. Do not praise me in public. And so there's that. But when it comes to academic validation, I'm like, I am less of a human if I'm not educated. That is what's ingrained in my head. Why
That
it's
is so
ingrained
not
in my
true.
I
Yeah,
know.
I don't know why you think
Like,
that.
I have no
Did
idea.
your parents have really high degrees?
My mom has a master's, my dad just had a bachelor's, but we're both very successful in their careers.
Right.
And so it wasn't that. Like my parents said, like, you will go to college. And that's why when my dad passed, he put money aside for my brother and I to go to college, because that was important to him. Where I went to college, I got a degree, and then I ended up with 6 other degrees. And so like, I just sought that academic validation, and I don't know why, but I did, and I still kind of do. But I think that's the beauty of nursing too, because you can get certifications.
Yes.
And so like, I'm certified in different things in nursing. And
So you don't have to do a whole like school, but you're still
I can get certified in
Yes.
things, and I have different certifications, whether that's nursing related or not. I just have professional certs. And there's times where I get bored and I'll do that again.
Yeah, there you go.
And
at least it like fuels you a little bit, but it's not a whole.
It definitely fills my bucket.
Yes.
But I can do it much more shorter term, like
Yes.
3 months versus a year.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I'm glad that you found that for yourself and you're not putting yourself through school again.
Yeah, for now.
My college, yeah, I just don't know. I didn't care. I think I was just ready to get out of my hometown and leave my family. And also just, I mean, you know how it is. You get to college and it's just like free reign. Oh man, I can be out till 2 a.m. and I don't have to answer to anybody.
Mm-hmm.
So that, like, I just took that and ran.
Did Curtis have like full dorm rooms where
Yeah.
but were they apartment style or were they dorms?
So the ones I lived in, you walked in and it was like a living room and then a bathroom, and then there was a room for 2 people and then another room for 2 people.
So
But,
is
like,
there
our
a kitchen?
It was like in the main area.
Okay.
And then, so when you walked into the dorms, there was the guys' dorm downstairs and then the women were upstairs.
Okay.
So yeah, it's just, I don't know. It was odd. And I met Tyler because I think our families think that he was my math tutor, which he kind of was, because I was awful at or was it vet science or something? I don't remember.
Yeah.
And so he did actually help me with that. But how we actually met was one of our friends, Corey, asked if we wanted to go to a party, and it was like 2:00 in the afternoon. I think it was 2:00.
That's
It
wild.
was a really random time.
Yep.
We're like, yeah, sure, we'll go.
Don't they call those darties?
Yeah, he'll be a darty.
Yeah. Not a party, a darty.
And so I said, okay, I've got to go get beer out of my car, and then I'll meet whoever's picking you up. So I walked down, where we lived, our dorms were like up on a hill, and then the parking was a little bit further down the hill. So you have to like walk down. It was a whole ordeal. So I walked down, and here pulls up this tricked out truck, like a light bar on top, chromed out mirrors and handles and chromed rims and tinted windows. And I literally said to myself, I'm like, whose mommy and daddy paid for this truck? like what the heck? And so I get in the back seat, and Tom, he was in the passenger seat, and he leans back, hi, how are you? And the guy in the front like didn't say anything. So I lean up, put like both my arms on the console, and I'm like, hi, I'm Brady, who are you? And he's like, I'm Tyler. Just so like, you know how Tyler is.
Yeah.
And we went to a party. He left from the party, and then he added me on Snapchat like 2 hours later. And that was
Then you
it.
guys started talking on Snapchat.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he does
then
not
it's
have that
Curtis,
truck
so-
anymore.
Yeah, no. Now my brother has that truck.
I know.
Yeah, so, but it was Curtis, so it was like so small. I mean, you couldn't go to a party and we weren't going to bump into each other.
Right.
You knew everybody there almost. And then yeah, I was just having fun. And I met friends and like-minded people. And I went to class. Like, I showed up, but I didn't really care. But I've never been good at grades or testing or anything.
Yeah.
Like, I've always honestly been like a B minus C average student. But then once I got through Curtis and got like my partying phase down and matured a little bit, then I went to SCC and was more serious and like
Right.
actually was like, okay, it's a goal for me to get a degree. And so I like hammered down and did that.
Yeah.
But I still like I wouldn't go back. Curtis was still like a really shaping, forming time for me. I really found myself there, and maybe I didn't love all the decisions I make and I still cringe about some of the drunken nights I had out there. But hey, I am who I am today because of it.
Sure.
But
Do you feel like whether it's college related or not, you like look back at your younger self and you would change something that you did today? Do you wish that you would prioritize or do things differently that you were like, why did I not do that sooner?
probably my health.
Okay.
Because like now it's just so important for me to like how I wake up early and I go work out and like I'm fueling my body with protein and like just thinking back to like college days, how easy it would have been for me to prioritize that. Like now it's really hard with kids and everything, but like to really eat well and exercise and like make myself fit. That was so much more attainable when I was in college, but I just didn't care. So yeah, I don't know. I wish I would have had like more of a fitness journey in college because it just would have been way, way more attainable.
Yeah. I did not want to do any more working out than I had
Yeah,
to.
right. Yeah.
But
And Curtis had a gym and stuff, and I just didn't.
and they don't have college sport. I mean, they have college sports now that it's more like rodeo, but they didn't have like volleyball or like
No,
actual
they're like
college athletics.
rodeo, ranch horse. I did ranch horse for like a little bit.
Don't they have a shooting? Do they have trap?
Yeah, Tyler did trap out there.
Yeah.
He was on scholarship for trap shooting. I don't know what else they have. And then they have like the intramurals, like
Right.
you guys did, but I don't know, it's pretty laid back. It's so small.
Yeah.
But yeah. I don't know, what about you?
I wish that I would do a few things differently. One of them I'm going to save for last because I know we talked about before we pushed record, but I think I wish I would have taken care of my mental health just a little bit better. Like just being a college athlete has its own mental health issue things that you just have to deal with.
Well, it's just a lot, I think.
It is. There's a lot of pressure and I feel like I'm at the point now where I have been able to gain skills and been able to like cope and know how to cope. But like I would be the type of person where it's like mental health is, I didn't want to say like non-existent. Yeah, like I knew it was a thing and I would recognize that it was a thing, but it was not a priority to me. And so I wish that I would put it as a priority because I was always a yes sir, yes ma'am type person.
Yeah.
Because I know with saying no, I would be letting somebody down.
Which you
And
still struggle with.
I do, and I feel like I'm much better at that. So I wish that I feel like I would be a much farther along in my today life.
Had you set more boundaries?
And that I started learning that process earlier than what I intended to learn it. So there's always that I would wish. I wish that I would, this sounds so weird, but like writing things down more.
Oh, yeah.
Just like, it's not journaling, because I enjoy writing about things, but I don't journal. Like, I just write these like letters about what I'm feeling in that certain moment, but it's like only when I need to just like brain dump. Yeah, like it's not like a let me sit down and write something. But I wish that I would write down things more because I look back and I'm like, how did I truly feel? How did I really cope with this? Or how did I really get through this? Or even just understanding, it could even go to a schedule, like writing down a schedule, which could be very unhealthy because I want to live more in the moment and more like fluid and all of that stuff. So like putting yourself as the type A person where you have your whole hours planned out sometimes can be a very unhealthy habit. Did I need it at certain points? Yes, absolutely. Yeah. So there's that I would maybe change. But the last thing I wanted to talk about was the spiritual.
Yes.
Like I wish that I'm proud of where I am in my spiritual like journey right now. Is there still room to grow? absolutely. I don't think that you'll ever not have room to grow in a spiritual journey. But I wish that I would have like put my spirit journey or my spiritual journey, that a little bit more of a priority and actually devoted time to do it.
I wish I just would have known, like, the relationship I could have with Christ.
Yes.
Because growing up Catholic, like, it just didn't feel like it felt like I had a religion. I was religious. And I knew church. But I never thought that I could have an actual meaningful relationship with God. And I saw a TikTok about it that really, really made sense. And it was like, if you haven't been moved or changed, you know religion, not Christ. And I truly feel that, like, deep in my soul, like, I am a different human being because of the relationship I have with God.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not going to church. That's not devotionals. That stuff's all extra. Leaning into his word and growing in my faith and, learning the word on a daily basis, that helps me to know him. That grows my spiritual maturity. Going to church, that brings me fellowship and also more learning of Christ. But, like, just that relationship with him, that he's always here with me. Like, I don't know how to, you can't explain it unless you have it, I guess. But I wish I had that because I really could have used it then.
Yeah, I always struggled growing up because I was in so many, like, things in life that I felt like because I didn't go to church on Sunday, when I haven't been to church in a month now, that I'm less loved by God or I'm less loved by Jesus because I'm not at church. Right. And it's like, now it's like, I still have a busy life. Do I prioritize going to church differently than what I did in the past? Yes. Mm-hmm. I also, like, need to remind myself, like, some of the things that I couldn't necessarily prioritize. I had a game. I did have a choice to go to that game. I'm not discrediting that, but there's just some things where you just, or I'm out of town or XYZ. Like, I just couldn't go to church every day, but you don't also have to go to a building that is meant for worship to have God in your life. And I wish that I would have, like, made that connection as my younger self because I did feel that guiltiness.
Same, that conviction. Of
not doing, It's like, okay, maybe God doesn't love me. Well, like, I never felt that. And so, like, when you say, religion, you don't know Christ. Mm-hmm. There's so many things, whatever religion that you do believe in. Like, certain religions believe in certain things and they're very passionate about certain things. Mm-hmm. And so when we are in that process where we're like, I have to go because of XYZ, I have to do this, I have to do that, I wish I would have learned that a little bit sooner because it's like, I don't want me to be in the mindset of like, I have to go to church on Palm Sunday because it's Palm Sunday. Right. No, I want to go to church because it's a normal Sunday. Yep. I want to go to church because it is Palm Sunday. That was a really
turning point for me this year. It took us a long time after Tyler and I got married to find a church that we really loved. And then we found Christ Community in Beatrice and like just genuinely like, that's our place. We'll be there forever. But say, like, we had to go back for Easter, and my family was like, well, just stay the night, and you can come to the extended families on Sunday. And I'm like, I don't want to miss Easter service.
No.
Like, I want to be there at my church dressed up with my family for Easter service. That's important to me, and I don't want to miss it. And so prioritizing that, like, that was just something different from years previous, though, I know I wouldn't have necessarily been upset to miss a service if I was back home, but like to intentionally set aside to be like, no, we're not staying the night because I want to be home for this, like that was a good feeling.
Yeah.
And then also I think just having children now, we want it to be like that, we want it so it's like church is not an option. It's not something that you get to pick and choose. Not that we want it to be like you have to go to church to have a relationship with Christ. That's not it. But I feel like what we make as an option as their parents, that kind of for them is like, oh, well, mom and dad made an option. So like just with the difference in like generations.
Right.
Like, oh, if this generation before us, it was an option to go to church or not. But now as our generations, it's like, well, that's what they did. So really, if we don't go, it's fine.
Yeah. Well,
you know what I mean? I feel like that's how you slowly get out of something.
Yes.
Or get into something, whatever the case may be. But also just like with the faith that I am now and you know, I said you don't necessarily need like all that's add on as far as like the fellowship and more education of the Bible and learning of Christ. It's also just like the love for your church. Like, I love our church. I love the people at our church.
Yeah. I always struggled with, growing up, I had the time to go to church and all of that type of stuff. But like when it came to devotions, for example, I looked at devotions as a chore. And I
didn't know what that was.
Yeah, and like there was a point in my life.
My whole life, I never opened a Bible.
Yeah,
I'm
like,
not even kidding you.
Well, we had the conversation where you were like, I never owned a Bible until Renee, your mother-in-law.
I never had a Bible until
Right.
my mother-in-law got me one the first Christmas I knew her.
Yeah, and so it was
Maybe it was the second. It might have been the second.
Well,
but anyway.
And even then, I was like, oh, this is completely side note, but I was just like, I want this Bible, but I want to like have it. And we were like, let's make one.
Yeah. So stay tuned. Maybe I told Addie, I said, stop putting ideas in my head.
I know.
Throwing irons in the fire.
Because we both want a certain Bible, not the word, but like how it's formatted.
Flat. We want like binder rings so you can flip it over and like hold it and write in it.
Yeah.
But like I want room by scripture so I can write little notes. But then I also want like a bigger note section.
Yeah. So it's like we just need to design one.
Yeah, but I also want like kind of a learning Bible so I can like go down and see, oh, this is this definition or
right.
Yeah, well, okay, I think
we'll figure something out.
Yeah, we might have to.
But
and here I am, Whip Tyler. You got to stop having all these ideas because you get overwhelmed and you don't have time. Here I am.
I know. Ideas. Anyway, but I did look at devotions as like a chore, and I struggled with that.
So how are you with it now?
Oh, I love it.
It's an enjoyment. It's something you look forward to.
It's something. Do I feel guilty some days where I'm like, oh, I did not open my devotion book, or I haven't opened it in a few days? Yeah, I feel like I will always kind of have that guilt, but then I like have to remind myself, I'm like, no, there's other things that I can bring Christ into my day. Yeah. Right. And I really do enjoy devotions. And when I actually devote time and I truly like think about it and like honestly comprehend what it's being said. And I think you have to have some sort of give in, let God, to understand some of those devotions, but it's not about how long I read.
Oh no, right.
And it's not about like how long I read. It's about just waking up, starting the day with God.
Yes.
And
well, I genuinely like there are days where I'm just like, oh, I'd rather get out of the workout and just like sit on my butt and scroll TikTok.
Right.
Like I don't want to get my Bible out and go through my devotional and write stuff down and yada yada. But I know when I do a devotional, I'm a better mom.
Right.
I am more equipped to handle my day when I start it with God. Ooh, that should be on a t-shirt. Seriously.
Also, here we are adding things to our plates.
No, I'm serious. Like, it is and I've had some conversations where they don't just outright come out and be like, well, how do you believe in God? Like, how do you seriously think? I mean, it's kind of leaning that way, but nobody's ever looked at me and been like, why do you believe in God? But never in my life have I received more, like, just that, when you get out of church, that feeling.
Right.
That immediate feeling of, like, what is it, gratitude?
Yeah.
Or just joy? Or same with a devotional.
Yeah.
It just, like, how can something fake give you that feeling?
Yes, 100%.
Do you see what I'm trying to say there?
Yes. It's like, I don't want to say like bucket filling.
No, I think it is just like instant gratitude.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it just, I don't know. And I also think people get nervous about sharing the word of God or sharing their journey because it's like, and this is something I myself have even struggled with, is maybe I don't want to share because I don't feel that I'm necessarily as far along in my spiritual journey as I would like to be.
Yes.
But still, why is that stopping me?
Yes.
The Bible doesn't tell me you need to be this much educated in my word to be able to share my name. Like, no. He just wants us to share his word with anybody.
I know me personally, like as in my younger self, and then I'll finish this and we can wrap it up, but it's just, you learn from somebody that knows so much. Like, you hear the word be taught to you through a pastor or you hear it from a priest, whatever.
Yeah,
I mean,
whoever
like,
it is.
and they are so knowledgeable and you trust them and all of this stuff. And so I know that I felt like I'm like, I don't know that much. So I
Like
don't.
a little intimidated.
Yeah, I don't want to share it because I don't want to misspeak. And I struggled with that. And I still struggle with that. But now that I've built my relationship with Christ, I'm like, okay, if I missay something, I missay something.
Yep.
I know I'm not in trouble and God's not going to love me less for saying something that's in the Bible.
Oh, right. Even sitting here on the platform that we have right now,
Right.
I mean, a year ago, I wouldn't have been caught dead talking about, reading verses or quoting scripture on here.
Right.
But now, if I say something out of term, I'm sorry. Like, I'm not a perfect person, but at the end of the day, like, I want to share what I can with those who maybe are believers or aren't believers, because if even I can turn one person to turn around and they get to go to heaven, then that's a win for me.
Yeah. Yeah. 100%.
And also, I'll let you continue after I share this thought. I saw it years ago, but it's just a picture, and it was somebody who wasn't a believer, like standing out reaching to somebody who was a believer at the gates of heaven. And they were like, why didn't you tell me? Like, why didn't you tell me that this was what was in store for me? Like, if I just believed, had you told me that he died for our sins and I could have known more and, had a relationship with God. Like, so I think about that. Like, how many people just, maybe they don't want you to bring it up, but you feel awkward, or you don't want to be like, feel quote unquote Bible thumper to people. So you're like, oh, I just won't say anything because I don't know their views on it. But then at the end of the day, it's like they didn't know God because no
one led them to him. So we have started implementing or trying to implement some Bible verses in here. And there was a Bible verse that really resonated with both of us. And
we literally read the first sentence and we're like, that's it.
I didn't even finish reading the sentence. No. And you were like, nope, you don't have to read anymore. Yeah. This is what it is. And so I asked for some creative things, and it did give me just a little devotion, and it's going to feel very scripted, but I do want to read it because
I thought it was good.
It really did resonate with me. And then if you want to add anything from your point of view.
Yeah, that's fine.
But so this whole episode, we talked about spending so much time looking back on our younger selves, high school, college, and sometimes we just cringe and we're like, man, I wish I knew that today. So there's a verse in Romans 15:4 that changes the way that we look in the past. For everything that was written in the past was written to teach us. So through the endurance taught in the scriptures and the encouragement they provide, we might have hope. So Paul was talking about that in the Bible, and that is such a powerful lens in our own lives too. Think about it. Every oops moment from your college days, every time you skipped your skincare, every time you felt overwhelmed that you didn't have a routine, every time you struggled to find time for God, it wasn't a waste of time. It was a chapter written to teach you. The younger, chaotic version of yourself was actually gathering the data that you needed to become the person you are today. You learned what doesn't work. You learned how to survive the stress of finals and life shifts. Because you survived that version of yourself, you now have the hope and the wisdom to build a better, more peaceful life today. So if you're looking back at your younger self today, don't just cringe. Give the version of yourself a little grace. You were learning, you were preparing, and all of that past was just the school that led you to the today you are currently building. I love that.
Yeah. Yeah, I really liked off mine too. I have on here that this verse is just a quiet reminder that the Bible isn't just history, that it's meant to carry us. It's meant to build us and shape us. But I think too that, we've talked about this when we did the last episode and had the verse that the beauty in reading a verse and then just people being able to take it however they want to take it. Mm-hmm. So, that we could have listeners on here that just have a totally different thought of than how we do. But I don't know. 100%. I just thought it was extremely fitting for what we talked about today.
Yeah, I love it.
So I'm not going to cringe anymore about my late nights or my college days.
Yeah.
Because it was just meant to be.
Yeah. Yep. 100%.
Okay, well, we better wrap it up because we're way over time. But have a great day, and we will see you next week.
See you next week.
They say a farmer's work is never done. Well, neither is ours.
Come back next week for a new episode of Life Between the Rows.